The second one we're going to look at is 3D printed feet. So you'll want to open Autodesk Inventor, which is this one here. I've already got it open because it takes 10,000 years to load. Right, click on Part and then wait another 10,000 years for that to load. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few different things, but the first thing you need to do is start a sketch and pick a plane, and then we'll draw on this. So we're going to set up the size first and then draw inside it. So use the rectangle. If you left click, don't drag, left click, you can then type 20 and 20 and then zoom to fit all. Okay, you can now draw inside this any way you want. Now I'm going to show you something to do with the spline tool. This little dude with the tick gets in the way. You can actually move that. So if you're clicking and he starts getting in the way, you can actually grab this left hand bit and move it around. Annoyingly, it does pop straight back and you'll have to keep moving it, but you can get it out of the way at least. So go all the way around the shape and then it'll join up at the end. If it has joined up, it will go green like that. Now, to be able to extrude it, we need to click on and press the delete key on the keyboard, all of these outside dimensions and lines, so that we've got just the outline of the shape we want. Click Finish Sketch and Extrude. I want you to choose a height of 10 millimeters. Now, we need a flat side to be able to glue it to your box. However, the other side can afford to be rounded, and you can use the fillet tool to make the bottom edges a bit nicer. So that's up here, and you click on that edge. Now, playing about with it, you can see it automatically suggests 2 millimeters, but you can change that. Sometimes, though, it comes up with this yellow box on the right-hand side. It just doesn't like it. Okay, so playing around, 1 millimeter it doesn't like either, and it probably won't like anything bigger either. It just comes up with this error. So cancel, fillet tool, and if I show you, if I type in something I know it likes, it gives you an example. Something it doesn't like, it comes up with the error, and it shows you where all the problems are here. So just play around. If it shows you what it's going to look like, then it'll be fine, and click OK. So that would be the piece that we would make 4 of on the laser cutter, on the 3D printer. Now, this part you need to save into the folder for me, but you can play around looking at what the different color options are. So I've got a red option there I could have. There's lots and lots and lots you can have a play through. It gives you a really good idea. You can choose wood effects, you can choose like metal, all sorts. Right, so go into my area in the student drive, and the folder you want to look for, we'll call it Year 10 Desk Tidy Feet 2019. So go into there, and can you type in your name please, so I know whose is whose, just in case. So we'll save that. Now, to 3D print it, the 3D printer, you need to go to File, Export, CAD Format, still in that same folder, but click on STL. STL is the file that the 3D printer understands. It converts it all to lots of lovely little codes. So you'll see the 2 files are in here. Cura is what the 3D printer runs off. Okay, so if I delete all of these, we'll have a look at a couple of other options. Goodbye. Okay, so back to the beginning. Let's start a 2D SketchUp. Pick a plane, and we're going to set up the size. So rectangle, left click, 20 millimeters, shift key, 20 millimeters, and zoom to fit. Right. You can draw absolutely anything, much like on Illustrator. We'll just do a weird random shape with everything overlapping. I'll go outside the box, doesn't really matter, because we can use this trim tool. So, remove the dimensions first, and then use the trim tool to get rid of everything outside of the box and all the bits that you don't want. Make sure you're not going outside of the 20 millimeters, otherwise it will be too big and Mr. Winter will not let us print it. Okay, click all of the stuff from the inside. You might need to zoom in and out to make sure you've got everything. So if you have any little pieces left over, it just won't do it. It has to be just a solid outline. Last little bits. Okay, so solid outline. Just so you know, there are lots of different shapes by left clicking, much like on Illustrator 2. Do feel free to play around with any of them, including the line tool. You can just draw random lines and then cut them out. Anyway, finish sketch. This bit over here, because it's on the outside of the shape, it still won't matter. It's not going to affect it. You've still got your solid shape that you can extrude to 10 millimeters. Okay, so have a play around. Make sure you save it into the folder for me.